Good morning, everyone. We are here at the Corona Airport, and we're going to take a look at the airplane that I bought. I'm going to drive over to the hangar. We have a nice Comanche parked there. I haven't seen that here before. So there's two places you can store your plane. You can store it out on a tie-down for about $30 a month, or you can get one of these massive airplane hangars, which are about $600 a month for the bigger ones. So we have to be a little bit careful because we're driving through where the planes are. There's two things you want to be careful of. You don't want to hit a plane, and you also don't want to get behind the propeller. Alright, so we're going to do a pre-flight here. Pull the plane out. Alright, so I literally just got this hangar, so it's all dirty, but this is a much better place to store the plane than outside. Also, the plane is pretty dirty. This is 2 weeks worth of dirt that's on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the plane as I do the pre-flight right now. Now this engine is new. It was just overhauled, and the previous owner actually had a prop strike. He left that tow bar on the front and started the plane, damaged the propeller and the engine, so the whole engine had to come out, and most of the parts inside the engine had to be replaced. And so this is a brand new engine. There's 50 hours on it. There's only 10 hours for me. What we do in here is we check the oil. 7 quarts there. So we're good. And you can see this is pretty dirty because it's been sitting outside. That should be unlocked. Yeah. Alright, so that's the inside of the plane. We'll take a look in a second. I have my sump tool over here for checking the fuel. Now let's go inside. Alright, so this is my other radio. This is a KX155, and I have it out because I was testing the wiring. I was having some issues with this radio, and I actually do need to rewire one of the power wires to the fuse here. I have the fuse pulled out, but I had this out because I was testing the connections there. But I have another radio in here, so I'm using that. The plane came with dual G5s and an Era 660 to navigate. So let those power up, and I will show you. Now this is my ADS-B. I have both ADS-B in and out, and so I can connect ForeFlight here and get all the data of the other planes on my iPad. So this is a pretty decent setup. But I'm going to check my lights. So we're going to go down here and turn on my lights and go around the plane and then shut the master off. One other thing in here is I have a handbrake sort of thing for the flaps. It's called a J-bar. It's kind of fun to pull that up. These are the flaps here, of course. So let's check the lights. We have the rotating beacon on the top. We have this guy, navigation. Landing light is good. And that guy's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut that off. Definitely needs to be clean. It's been sitting outside. One thing I like to check when I'm coming back here is these screws, because I heard about a guy who had one of these come loose and it got stuck in the elevator. It looks like it may have happened here with this plane, so that's kind of wild because it's hard to land if your elevator gets stuck like that. And the way that he landed it was he adjusted the trim to bring the plane down, which is a little bit wild. But let's come around here And we are going to go ahead and take a look in these fuel tanks too. I want to show you something in the fuel tanks. These are 25-gallon fuel tanks. And you can see there's a tab in there, and if you fill it to the tab, it's 18 gallons. And if you fill it all the way to the top, it's 25 gallons. But yeah, this is the plane I bought. It's a Piper Cherokee 140. These are very inexpensive to buy, and this is one of the few planes that I could get insurance on as a student. So it was either this or a Cessna. This one is a low-hour plane. It has 3,000 hours on the airframe. It has 50 hours on the engine, and then it has some of the avionics upgrades that I wanted. So it has the Garmin G5s. This plane has been repainted about 3 years ago, so after you wash it, the paint's actually in really good shape, and it's white, so I can kind of do whatever I want with the paint scheme. So I'm thinking to do a vinyl overlay so I can make changes to it whenever I want. But it's nice that the paint is in decent shape. Now these engines, the reason that the engine overhaul time is so important is because this engine cost about $30,000 to overhaul. The propeller was $5,000. This is the inside of the plane. There are 4 seats, and those back seats are not really usable. That is why the dog is going to go back there. It's kind of like a 2+2 sports car. Think like 911, Porsche 911. That's about how much space you get in there. But overall, this is a very nice airplane. I am currently waiting on my student pilot certificate to come back from the FAA website so that I can actually do my solo. I've only flown this plane about 10 hours so far, and it's a really nice plane. As you can see, I have a massive amount of storage space in here, and that's where I'm going to put all my tools. So one of the reasons I wanted to get a hangar was to move all of my tools from my car days into here. I have a ton of tools. I didn't want to get rid of them, so they're in storage right now. I'll be moving them in here. But just look back here, how much space we have. We can put a fridge in there, we can put a couch in there. Just a massive amount of space. So, very excited about this. But I don't even have my license yet, so we can't really go make any adventure videos yet until I finish that up. It's probably going to be another few months. I'm flying about 5 hours every weekend, and so I'll try to get it finished as soon as possible. But yes, so far this is my plane. It's not clean right now. There's going to be a lot of videos on fixing this up and taking it out on trips. That is all I have for you on the airplane. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you enjoy your car.